Hey guys, it's Elizabeth. Welcome back to my channel. Action is such an important step in manifestation, and today I want to talk about it in two ways. First, how can we use action to push ourselves into flow, to get ourselves into that space where we can be opened up for all that is coming to us from the amazing universe? This is the piece that puts us in line with our outer intention. When we think about intention, there are two pieces. There is the inner intention, which is our mind, our ego, that wants something that says, oh, I have to do X, Y, and Z to get there, that isn't in line with the universe. This is what shows up in your life as you are pushing to get something rather than allowing it, versus the outer intention, and that is the allowing, the lining up with the universe, lining up with those being in the right place at the right time scenarios to allow those manifestations come in. And then the second piece when we talk about action is taking inspired action that is in alignment with our intuition and the universe, kind of that connection with that outer intention to move us towards our manifestations. So taking a step back to that first, getting into flow. When you are stuck and stagnant and feeling like things aren't moving, using action is a powerful tool to catapult us out of that stuck state. I like to do this when I have a new intention to just help me feel like I'm in more alignment with my intuition, to feel like I am in alignment with the universe. So what that might look like is taking different actions to shift your mind to be more focused on the current present moment. So if you put your pants on with your right leg every day first, try switching that up to use your right leg. This is a very important trick that helps you stay present and put you into that flow state. That's just one example. Switching your routines. So when you come downstairs and you're used to like making your coffee and then making lunches, whatever that routine looks like for you, swapping that up. Maybe you're going to go for a walk first thing in the morning. And it is invigorating. It increases your energy. It forces you to be more present because you're not running on autopilot anymore. And so that's the first thing, how action can help you on your manifestation path. And this is something I practice very often. I try to switch things up regularly in my life. So it forces me into that present state. So it forces me also, because when I'm more aware, I am aware of the signs all around me from the universe. I am present. So when a rainbow shows up, I can see it. So when a certain animal crosses my path that I don't normally see, like a woodchuck, I'm going to catch it. I'm going to read all the signs. I'm going to catch everything that is showing me where I need to shift and move my attention to be in alignment with my manifestation. For the second piece, taking action to move us closer to our manifestations. This is the inspired action. Many people have the misperception that when you manifest, and I think this comes from the basic law of attraction principle, you can do the things, the steps, the process, which largely requires the visualization to move into the direction without taking any action. And that is just not true. Now, are there some simple times where, I should say, simple things I've manifested where it didn't feel like I was taking action? Yes, there have been cases like that. However, when you have a strong goal, intention, desire that you are working towards, so let's just throw an example out there, a specific car, a house, money, a job, a relationship with your soulmate, those types of things, action is most definitely required to get there. But just any action isn't going to make a difference. The key here is to use your intuition. And this is the missing piece I see in a lot of people's routine where they aren't tapping into their intuition. And while the most basic form of intuition is that gut feeling, that can often be confused with fear and anxiety. And so learning how to tell when it's actually your intuition speaking versus your anxiety and fear will help you. And once you have a method to tap in every single time and know that those nudges, whatever your intuition is telling you, is actually your intuition and not your ego speaking, will help you immensely. I got all kinds of material out on that. That is my strength, is teaching people how to use their intuition. So if you haven't checked out that material and you don't currently have that strong relationship with your intuition, I highly recommend that you check that out. Got an ebook, all kinds of things in my description to help you there. And so when you're manifesting, making sure that you are in alignment with the right actions by asking your intuition what step you should take, and then actually following through and doing it. So, for instance, if you are trying to get a job in your specialized field and you have an idea of what it looks like and you're visualizing, and your inner intention. So let's talk a little bit about inner intention versus outer intention. And inner intention is when you are pushing it forward, when you're trying to take action, pushing, versus the outer intention, which is the inflow, allowing the universe to show up for you, being in the right place at the right time. Makes the manifestation process much more fun. It makes the manifestation process much easier. And it's like amazing when you are in that right place, right time situation, or something just so randomly shows up. It's like, that's awesome. That's what I live for. That's what I love and what keeps me here in this manifestation world. And so when you are taking that inspired action that is pushed by your intuition, you're going to have more of those experiences, and you are going to be lined up with the universe rather than forcing it. So going back to the job example, if I am connected to my inner intention, I might be taking a list of the top 100 companies and just sending out my blank, my resume and cover letters, all these jobs. But when I am in alignment with the universe and my intuition, maybe it is a connection that I have in my life that my intuition has me call somebody, and it puts me in touch with the right person. Now, I'm just making this up. This isn't a real example, but it does illustrate how the universe will put you in the right place at the right time. You might be inspired to go to the grocery store at a certain time. You need to get eggs or milk or whatever it is, bread, and there you run into somebody, you're talking to someone, you overhear a conversation, and it's like, oh, that person is in alignment with that job. And you start a conversation, and he asks for your resume, and it puts you in line. And that's the difference. And that's an example, right? That I'm not saying that's what it's going to look like for you. Again, you need to follow your intuition, but that's the power that it has in our manifestation process. And when you reflect back, and I'm sure you can, if you've been on this process for a little bit and you've seen those manifestations, you'll see how that shows up. So for me, the action, I'll go back to my example when I was first manifesting how to use my intuition, right? I didn't know how. I had no skills at all. I was like this desperate, like making the wrong decisions, hooking up with the wrong people that were making my life difficult. And I felt like I didn't have that connection to my intuition. I did have a connection with the universe, that somehow I was able to join this Facebook group that put me in the right place with this person who ran a free development group that got me where I could start learning how to tap in cognizantly, making the connections better for my intuition that led me on this path. And so that's a great depiction of how the universe stepped in. I was able to follow the nudge. Thank goodness I didn't skip over it, but I said yes. And so when doors open for you, I encourage you to say yes, use your intuition, of course, and say yes to those opportunities. You never know where they might put you. I'd love to hear how this resonates with you and how comfortable you feel using your intuition, how you're using it in your routine, how you're using action. So share all of that in the comment section below. And make sure you like this video if it resonated with you, and subscribe if you want to hear more videos from me. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll catch you next time.